Well, welcome back, folks, to In the Bunker with Buck Buckner, and I want to get right down to it, folks. I'm here with an expert, a Bigfoot expert, Dr. Gundy, and if you haven't been tuning in, if you're just tuning in now, well, you missed a great deal, quite frankly, and you're a little behind, but fortunately, you're tuned in now, and it's been fascinating. I mean, to be a Bigfoot researcher, a cryptologist, as he calls himself. I mean, that's kind of shop talk. He's been at it for decades, and I deeply admire his work, and I think a lot of other people do too. So, Dr. Gundy, can you maybe add some details on why we don't see Bigfoot in the fossil record? Why is that? And we see so many footprints and there's so many eyewitness accounts, but when you go into the fossil record, and I have some own theories on this, I just want to hear what your carefully crafted line of thought is on this. Thank you.
Well, Buck, the phrase, and possibly we're motivated enough to fund more research into cryptozoology and the study of Sasquatch, which is very, very important. We know a lot more now than we do, than ever before.
That's fascinating, Dr. Gundy, and I've always said, there's so many birds out there. I mean, sometimes I look up in the sky and there's birds everywhere, but I never walk anywhere and see as many birds that are dead. Where are all the dead birds? Where did they go? And over time, they had to accumulate. There should be mountains of dead birds, but there's not. And that makes me think that it's a cover-up, quite frankly. There's mountains of Bigfoot bones out there, and the silent majority, in my estimation, is covering that up. Because if you use my 1090 rule, 10%, if just 10% are correct, then you know that Bigfoot exists. And we know it's a lot more than that, but just 10%. And pretend there's 90. If there's 90, then 90% are accurate, then my goodness, Bigfoot is more common than any of us even can fathom. And that changes everything. And the research associated with that would be phenomenal. So, Dr. Gundy, maybe give us another tidbit, typical day in the life of what you might be doing as a researcher.
I was arrested, along with some of my assistants. And I will admit this, I've done my time, I admit that it was wrong, but there are skeletons.
Well, that's fascinating. Dr. Gundy, we're going to have to take another campfire break, and why don't we take a caller? We'll be right back with a caller. Thank you so much, folks, for tuning in, and boy, this is even turning out better than expected, and I knew it would when you invite an expert on the caliber of Dr. Stan Van Gundy. It's just going to be a phenomenal program. So thank you, Dr. Gundy, for being here, and we'll be right back, folks. Remember, fear the silence, and we'll be right back after this campfire break.